Hello and welcome to Dishing Out this week. Thank you for stopping by and giving us a few minutes of your time. Now, look, I know you've seen them, those three little letters printed conspicuously in the corner of the menu of your local Mexican place, right? ACP. Not very helpful, but the description can sometimes offer us more. Chunks of chicken served over seasoned rice, topped with an ooey gooey cheese sauce. Be careful though when you go Googling recipes for Arroz con Pollo, which is what ACP is, because the dish is traditionally Puerto Rican and they make it with bone in, skin on chicken. And let me tell you, they did not get the memo about the cheese sauce. But even this dish is derivative of another one, a Spanish dish, which always uses rice and often employs chicken. That, of course, being paella, and it's no surprise given the Spanish influence in Puerto Rico. Look, all this is to say, when you sit down at your local Mexican joint and order up a big old comforting plate of ACP, what you're really getting is a culinary amalgamation of at least like three different cultures. And it's a delicious one at that. Can we make a reasonable facsimile at home that hits all the flavor notes and comfort of the restaurant fare, but also honors the deep culinary tradition of authentic arroz con pollo? Let's find out. Start off with 4 bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs, and we're going to season these with some traditional Latin seasoning, Goya Adobo seasoning. Get about a tablespoon of oil down in a heavy-bottom Dutch oven or pot, and add your 4 chicken breasts. You're going to cook these over medium to medium-high heat for 6 to 8 minutes until they are very deeply browned on the skin side. Make sure you season both sides with your Goya. You could just use salt, pepper, and garlic powder if you didn't have the Goya seasoning. While our chicken cooks, we're going to go ahead and get the aromatics for our rice mixed up here. So we've got 2 cloves of garlic finely minced. Put that into a bowl and set it aside. Next up, we're going to top and tail a tomato. We'll go ahead and split it down the middle. Cut it into juliennes or strips, and then just go back through it into a rough dice. Once that's done, we're going to go ahead and finely mince an onion. It is going to cook with the rice, but you don't want huge pieces, so go ahead and cut it fairly finely. Set that aside as well. Let's check on our chicken. All right, we browned both sides, took about 12 to 15 minutes total. And I know you're thinking, oh my gosh, that's burned in the bottom there, but no, that's flavor, which we will now begin to extract with our onions. As you stir them, they will release their liquid and use that to scrape up the fond on the bottom of the pot. To this, add 2 cups of long grain rice, any type of your choosing. Stir that so that all the chicken fat and oil coats the grains of rice individually. This is going to help it toast up and be nice and fluffy once we cook it. A generous seasoning with some pepper. We're going to add in a teaspoon and a half to 2 teaspoons of ground cumin. A generous seasoning of salt. We've seasoned our chicken but not the rice. Stir all of that to combine. Now we can add in our garlic. If we'd added it earlier, it could have burned. Add our tomato and a 6-ounce can of tomato sauce. This is what's going to give it that distinctive kind of orange Mexican rice color. We're going to add 3 cups of water to this because we have developed so much flavor on the bottom of the pot. We do not need to use stock. And we're going to add in 1 bay leaf. Carefully nestle your chicken thighs skin side up back into the rice and cooking liquid. And get that covered and into a 350-degree oven for 35 to 45 minutes or until the liquid is absorbed and the chicken is cooked through. On to our cheese sauce. Look at that beautiful American single. It's perfect for this application. So, 1 tablespoon of butter goes into a saucepan along with a 1/3 cup of milk. I was using whole milk. 4 ounces of chopped up Monterey Jack cheese. Add that over a medium-low heat and stir until it is incorporated. Then go in with your American cheese, which melts just perfectly for this kind of an application, and stir in 1 slice at a time until it is all incorporated. Just a little spritz of cumin there. Then I'm adding a heaping tablespoon of hot chilies and tomatoes. But those are totally optional. If you want to keep this mild, just leave them out. If you like a thinner consistency, just add more milk, but it's just perfect for me. Alright, now after about 40 minutes, chicken comes out of the oven and it's a thing of beauty. We need to go ahead and start to agitate that rice, stir it up, make sure all that liquid cooked out perfectly, and that looks great. So, get our bay leaf out, set that aside, it's done its job, and remove the chicken to let it cool. We're going to shred it up here, but that is virtually impossible when it's that hot. Oh, hello, Anubis. Creeping as usual. Go ahead and fluff your rice with your fork, and there's still plenty of residual heat in there. Just cover it up and set it aside. I promise you it will stay warm. After about 15 minutes, when they're cool enough to handle, remove the skin from your chicken thighs, and either using a fork or your fingers, just shred it up, get all that meat off of there, but you don't want to do it in too fine of a piece, just, large chunks. Once you get to the end there, you might just use your fingers to pluck it all off, and look at that moist and succulent chicken. Let's plate this up. Generous portion of our rice. I went ahead and heated up some black beans just in a bowl in the microwave. I know, so basic, but it really helps to complete this meal. A few shreds of our chicken on the plate. And I've topped my black beans with some additional Monterey Jack cheese, and now just a little drizzle of that nice, spicy, warm cheese sauce. Garnish with some lime, cilantro, and red onions, and you're ready to eat. Well, whether you're a fan of Spanish food, Puerto Rican food, Mexican food, or American food, I know there's something here for everyone, including hot sauce. Just wouldn't be right to eat some Arroz con Pollo without a little kick. So, first up, let's give this cheese dip a sample here. It's definitely best when it's really warm out of the pot. This has cooled off a little bit, but sure, it's still going to be great. It is excellent. You do not have to add the spicy tomatoes and chilies. You could add a mild version or just leave them out at all. So rich and creamy. And yeah, there's American cheese in there, but still Mexican food, right? This rice, wonderfully fluffy. Now let's give our chicken a taste here. You'll have to excuse me, I've got quite a bit of work to do here. And so do you. You need to head out, have a great week, and go make something delicious.